Good evening. My name is Valerie Stout, and I'm going to be talking to you about the credentialing and privileging process and whether or not it can be more efficient. The Credentialing and Privileging Division, or Quality Assurance Department, is usually responsible for ensuring that a physician can legally see patients and that their medical licenses are valid. The history of credentialing and privileging is documented as far back as 1000 BC. During those days, they didn't have a credentialing department like we have now. All they had to do was just prove that they could successfully heal 3 heretics, and they had passed the credentialing process of the times. Fortunately, our credentialing process today is more involved than that. An organization called the Joint Commission, which is a nonprofit organization, currently provides accreditation and certification for physicians. When an organization obtains a stamp of approval from the Joint Commission, it basically indicates that is a quality organization. To aid in obtaining the credentialing and privileging for practitioners, Congress passed the Healthcare Quality Improvement Act in 1986 that created the National Practitioner Data Bank. And the NPDB serves as a clearinghouse to make it a little bit more efficient to have all of the providers' information in one area to help organizations obtain the credentialings that hospitals need. While I was researching the processes of privileging and credentialing, I interviewed the supervisor over at Polyclinic's Credentialing and Quality Assurance Department. I discovered that they had recently obtained some new software to aid in their credentialing process. The supervisor at the time was somewhat new to the position, so she wasn't able to go into a lot of detail, but she did say that one of the issues that they had before was that they didn't have the ability to obtain a backup if something with the system went down. Backups were only able to be obtained from the IT department. What this new software will also do is send out emails to providers letting them know if their licenses are about to expire. I'm looking forward to learning more information about this process because I've obtained an internship with Polyclinic this summer that I'm very excited about. Something else that I learned with the credentialing process is that there are no standards for, no uniform standards rather, for organization compared to states, and everything is, it's not in sync. And so some processes are duplicated, and that can lead to the inefficiencies as well as duplicate expenses. This is a copy of a table that I found on the Mayo Clinic's website. I was surprised to see how the cost of licensing varied and by the amounts in which it varied. In conclusion, there are many facets that contribute to the credentialing and privileging process. Advances in medicine and technology require organizations to get credentialed, as well as providers who may have had board certification for many years. They're still going to be required to obtain credentialing for any new procedures. I think that probably the most efficient way to handle this so that there is some uniformity to the process is to have Congress pass a national standard process for it, or implement a national standard process. But with the way they're currently working hard on addressing our healthcare insurance problem, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions.